This is part of a promotional video for the Anti-Gay Day of Truth, to be held on April 28, 2008.
It's time for an honest conversation about homosexuality. Visit dayoftruth.org and sign up to break the silence.
The Day of Truth purports to speak the truth about gay and lesbian youth. In reality, the Day of Truth does little more than push ex-gay or pray away the gay programs on gay youth in the public school. A document on the Day of Truth website titled Tolerance, Diversity, and the Freedom to Choose states, Exodus International, a group of more than 150 Protestant Christian ministries in the United States and around the world, represents literally tens of thousands of people who have made the choice to walk out of their homosexual and bisexual identities. Yet the Day of Truth provides no source for this claim. The Day of Truth also fails to mention that Exodus International does not keep long-term success rates for their clients, or that Exodus fails to follow up with people after they have left the programs. In fact, a recent study of ex-gay programs funded by Exodus was only able to round up 98 participants, nowhere near the thousands the Day of Truth claims. The Day of Truth document, Tolerance, Diversity, and the Freedom to Choose, goes on to state, Dr. Robert Spitzer of Columbia University is now convinced that many homosexuals have successfully changed their sexual orientation. Here, the Day of Truth mischaracterizes Dr. Spitzer, who is known for having conducted a widely discredited study of ex-gay programs published in 2001. The Day of Truth fails to tell us the whole story, that later that same year, Dr. Spitzer wrote in the Wall Street Journal clarifying his beliefs. I suspect the vast majority of gay people would be unable to alter by much a firmly established homosexual orientation. Some homosexuals appear able to change self-identity and behavior, but not arousal and fantasies. Others can change only self-identity, and only a very few, I suspect, can substantially change all four. A document on the Day of Truth website titled The 10 Big Myths of Homosexual Behavior states, Myth number 2, what causes homosexuality? First and foremost is the deficiency of same-sex love in the person's background. Again, the Day of Truth provides no source for this claim. Rather, the ex-gay movement, which the Day of Truth promotes, is based around antiquated and debunked gender stereotypes, such as the distant father and overbearing mother. Any credible psychologist will tell you this is nonsense. In fact, every major mental health and medical organization in the nation has rejected this kind of ex-gay therapy that the Day of Truth is promoting. A document on the Day of Truth website titled Day of Truth Manual states, it is our responsibility to point the hurting person tempted or even trapped in homosexual behavior to this healing love and merciful grace. When Christ loved someone, like the woman caught in adultery, he expressed compassion for her. Here, the Day of Truth, by saying gay youth need healing, implies that they are sick. By saying gay youth can be trapped in homosexual behavior, the Day of Truth implies their sexuality is a form of addiction. And finally, for good measure, the Day of Truth compares gay youth to adulterers.
It's time for an honest conversation about homosexuality.
Funny, it seems like the people behind the Day of Truth are the ones struggling to communicate honestly about homosexuality. This critique of the Day of Truth was created by Daniel Gonzalez. Daniel is a survivor of one of the ex-gay programs promoted by the Day of Truth, and he now speaks out against the ex-gay movement. Daniel may be contacted at exgaysurvivordan@gmail.com.